Hey, how you doing? Welcome to today's tutorial. This is like the first one I've done for Daz. Today we're going to be working on bringing Bruce Willis into Daz as a character, a G8. We're going to start with the bust here, which we got from Turbo Squid. We're going to remove some unwanted objects like the eyes in the stand and take a close look at the mesh. You can see it's a scanned object. It's not ideal for bringing in as it is as a morph in any way. The mesh is a scanned. It looks like a scanned object. So now, why pick Bruce Willis? Because he's badass, right? So and I know people have tried to do him before, and I've seen a lot of people request. Somebody did a really excellent model of him once, and I think because of um, legal issues, he was removed. I think I think Bruce had kind of a hissy fit about people using his image in 3D. Now, so I'm not telling you to actually use this for any type of commercial or anything. This is just a educational tutorial. So what I've done is I made the mesh an object, and now I've imported that object into Daz. And now what I want to do is I want to line it up with our stock G8 male, and I want to try to position it and scale it as close to the base model of the G8 as possible. Now, the things I'm looking for the top of the head, and I'm looking for the bottom part of the chin and neck when it comes together. I'm gonna change the opacity so I can see through the objects a little bit, so I can see how they're matching. See, I want to try to, and then we also want to try to get the back of the neck. Get the front of the neck and the back of the neck, the shoulders, the chin, and the top of the head. Let's see here. Looks pretty good. This is also a very rushed work. If I was really serious, I'd be spending a lot more time on it. But you know, this is a tutorial video, so so we're just gonna be speeding things up a little bit here, so it doesn't take hours to show this process. This is just showing the process. So once I've got it lined up pretty close, now I want to make some morphs. Try to get them on the G8. We're going to make some morphs and try to align a few things up, like the bottom of the nose and the tip of the nose. Looks pretty good. There's the mouth. Try to get the mouth, especially the lip line, where the mouth lips come together. Not the tops of or the bottoms of the lips, but where the mouth opens. That's the most important part that we're trying to, and we're going to try to maybe touch up the lip a little bit. Maybe work on the bridge of the nose. And we're just trying to get things to fit. We're not really going at this point to try to get all the details just right. That's going to be done in Blender. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's see here, shoulders. It's got a really wide neck. Okay. And we want this overlapping. When we got this overlapping going on, then we know that we're pretty close. If you're not seeing like the back of the neck at all, you need to check that out and make sure that it's not too deep in, because the final outcome will look really weird if it's not. Now the eyes, now he's got some seriously messed up eyes compared to the Daz G8, and we're gonna try and get the position. Okay, right, and you know most G8s got really big eyes compared to people's real eyes. But I think Bruce even has smaller eyes than normal. And you can see how oddly shaped they are to the G8. Whoops, where'd I go? Here we go. All right, let's see here now. The depth of the eyes. Now this is kind of important too. Don't forget the depth of the eyes. Try to get those. Yeah, well, my slider doesn't go that far. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be working on, let's see here, let's turn this blue so it makes it a little bit easier to spot where the differences are with the transparency going on. A couple of things to keep in mind, that before you export your G8 after making these changes, make sure to go in and change its resolution from high resolution to base. Also delete the eyelashes. So all you want is just the G8 figure itself. And this is not going to be, like I said, this is not going to be perfect. This is very, very rushed. We're just, you know, really eyeballing it here and rushing through here. Okay. Let's see. Oops. Let's get this lined up a little bit better. All right. Okay, now it's time to export. We're going to export it as an object. Okay, so 100%, make sure that it's set to XYZ and these settings here. Okay. Now we're going to also export the bust as an object. Okay. Because we want to have the alignment that we've done here in Daz between the G8 and the bust to be identical when we bring it into Blender. Okay, so Blender. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Now let's go ahead and import. Let's import our G8. Now make sure that keep vertice groups the same. Okay, that's really important. Okay. Okay. Now let's import the bust. There's a lot of polygons, so it takes a long time. Okay, there it is. All right. So let's see how this looks in here. Okay. Okay. So we have gone to edit mode in Blender. And this is basically lined up exactly as it was in Daz. Now I want to go to materials and I want to pick face and lips and select those. Okay, and torso. Well, we don't want the whole torso. We want the torso because we want the neck, and the neck is part of the torso. We're going to remove all of the vertexes that were not needed. We just want really kind of the neck out of the torso. We want the torso, the neck part of the torso. We want the face and the lips. Okay. Now, once we have those selected, we're going to then add a vertex group and assign those to that group. Now we're going to go to our effects tools and create a shrink wrap. Now we're going to pull down for the target. We're going to put the bust. Now that applies like all the vertexes like got sucked up into that. So now we're going to apply that group that we just created of the face, neck, and lips and apply that. And now we're going to apply the vertexes, shrink it, preserve cage, and voila. There we go. Okay, so it looks pretty good, except you can see the eyes are really kind of messed up, and that was to be expected. This is always going to happen around the mouth too when doing this, the nose, and you notice I left ears completely off. What I'm going to do is what am I doing? This. Grabbing the lip, the vertexes around the lip, and I want to have X-ray on. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Hold on. Okay, okay. Unselect all the vertexes. Make sure X-ray is on because there's vertexes behind that mouth and stuff we want to grab. Okay, here we're going to grab this stuff and around the lips where the mouth opens and the corners. If you don't do this, it's going to get really messed up. So you're going to grab all that. Okay, and now going to grab this stuff in the nose. I am messing with Bruce Willis's nose, the inside of his nose. And we're going to remove those from the group. And that's going to pop it back to the original G8. But if you don't do this, then it's just going to be weird. If you try to apply any expressions or anything, it's just going to be weird if you don't really clean it up. And this is where you'd spend most of your time actually cleaning it up. And you probably want to spend more time actually moving some of these and realigning some of these lines and vertex. The eyes are really, really bad. So I'm going to go to the side here. Make sure X-ray is on. We're going to snap to the side, make X-rays on, and see there's a lot of messed up. So we'll grab this from the side here with X-ray on. It's going to go all the way through and grab all the vertexes all the way through around the eyes. I'm going to see how that one is really messed up. Okay, and we're going to remove those. And that's going to pop the eyes back. So it's going to pop the eyes back. Let's see here. They're still a bit messed up, but let's see here. Now let's go ahead and just export. But I think it's good enough for this example. We're going to export this, and we're going to make sure that those vertex groups stay the same when you're doing that. Yep. So select it only up at the top, and at the very bottom, keep vertex order or index or vertex index order or whatever it's called. Now we want to remove all the morphs that we had originally made on the G8, and we want to use Morph Load Pro. Make sure XYZ stays the same, 100% stays the same. Choose our file, the object we just made. Okay. And now we've got a slider. Voila. There it is. Bruce. Yippee-ki-yay. Yippee-ki-yay. All right. Quick render. Okay, I mean, it looks okay. We haven't done textures yet, and that's another process. And you want to go through and you want to do some more touch up with your morphs. Like you notice, we lost the eyes and the mouth, but we got the facial structure pretty much as the same. I mean, there's definitely more work to be done, but for the most part, that's the process. So for the process of just getting the geometry off of the bus to match up with the G8, I mean that's it. Pretty much end it right there. I'll go a little bit farther and just show like quickly, how I would go about the process of doing some texturing. Here I brought in Ward, who kind of, and reapplying the. We're going to get rid of Ward's head after applying Bruce's head. So, Ward's body is maybe a little bit too big. So, just show you quickly how I would do texturing and lining it up with like another character here. Let's see here. It doesn't look too bad for what it is. Okay, let's grab the Ward's head. Now this is the texture from the bust. Okay, you notice that the mapping is completely different, and there's better ways than this to remap this, but this is a quick and dirty way, just using a paint program like PhotoPaint. You know, I find PhotoPaint a lot easier and quicker than Photoshop. So let's see here. So kind of stretch and align and scale, you know, match up. The eyes and the nose is the two key things. The nose and the eyes. Let's see here. Nose and the eyes. And the mouth won't work. I mean, we're going to get rid of that mouth. Okay, let's try to get the colors a little bit closer. Let's kind of erase all this. Once again, this is just really quick. I don't want a long video. It's already going to be longer than I expected. Okay, so we want the original mouth here. All right, the original mouth. Do a better job. Here we go. It's gonna look like he's got a stash. Okay, we want to get rid of those eyes and those brows. We're just erasing. We've got the Ward's head layered underneath Bruce's, and we just kind of erase and see this is how it looks. Okay, so that's too much of a stash there. So, and we want to get rid of parts of this nose. Okay, and make it a little transparent so a little bit of Ward's color comes through. And let's try to color match that a little bit better. Okay. Okay. Touch this up. Okay. It's got some serious 5 o'clock going. Okay, so what part do we want to take? Let's take this, make a copy, spin that around. Alright, let's kind of fit this here. Alright. And what works? Okay, now let's kind of erase this out here. Oops. Erase this out here. Okay. And cover this up. Okay. And it's a little better. A little bit better. Go. Okay. A little bit lighter on the eraser. Okay. Let's get this. We want the mouth to be better. Okay. Come through the lips on the mouth. And okay, let's go ahead and save this one. Okay. Okay, now we got, let's see here, the nose. Okay, we want more of the original Ward's nose to come through. Okay, the nose looks really weird. Yeah, just, okay. Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm only applying this to his ears, so I'm not seeing that. I can already tell something that needs to be. See, let's go ahead and do some morphs on him. Those nasal lines. Let's see here, pretty serious. The lips need some work. Okay. Now, Ward has this mold that Bruce doesn't. So let's take a piece of this, move this over here, and just kind of touch it up a little bit. So get rid of Ward's mole. Well, okay. Duh. There we go. All right. Just kind of color match that. All right. Yeah, let's save that. Okay, let's apply that to not only the base color for the ears, face, and lips, but also the translucent. And let's see what we got here. So I'm just going to conclude the video here. I hope you found it helpful. Just wanted to say that just remember that quality comes from not rushing things and being patient, and spending time and letting your artistic juices like flow and being applied. But it's turned out okay, I think. So till next time, have a great day and keep doing your Daz stuff.